we are in the banquet hall.
Won't be halted.
Why is that? Let's start talking to people. Let's go around. I wonder how many people have dialogue. This guy does. Magar Van. This man is obviously more comfortable in the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I am Magar Van, the new ruler of Dunsward. Your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the stagler, by the way. Not everyone could distribute a whole game of band with such a small team. How did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamadi Eldora needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host, have you heard of us? No? No matter. We didn't work for Jamadi before this time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it with the most brazen monsters, built a small fort to hold the place, and for that, a baron whose land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks, Jesus. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this first one I strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. And that's where our arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad, Baron Drelev? He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is. Didn't even shake my hand. You and me were like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Okay. Goodbye. Once you're settled in, come pay us a visit to the east. Okay. Guest. Keston. As he said, pour up to the brim so that, oh, I must be drunk, I forgot the line. Keston, Walter Turcio, well, scum, and how did we, maybe I've had one too many. Chandra Marvi? Ah yes, I see good old restaurant hasn't changed, but even the smell in the streets is the same, okay? Natala Surtova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a circular smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you in case you didn't fully realize the fate that awaits you in your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good. I fear the Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Ravoy, and it will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using the legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Bravoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone independent Bristol to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Bravoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Bravoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to dispose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy, Kessil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Merve, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Bravoy's politics than any brawler could be. Yeah, but I'm a brawler. I'd be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Bravoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Don't make any hasty decisions. Do I ain't going with you, ain't no way. So that's that. Now I need to just do the thing. Do the damn thing. Now, who's the hero of history? The protege of our dear Germanus is Joseph Salamius, the governor, I believe. You pulled this off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I haven't bet a bottle of my finest for taxi wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem I'm Joseph Salamius, Lord Mayor of Rostov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope you can look forward to a long, fruitful relationship. So you rule Rostov. What about the Aldori? Our voice politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rosslyn, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of great houses, we have our own way of life. This is especially important now, after certain events I probably don't need to name. The Aldori Sword Lords used to rule Rostov. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region. But it's not for nothing that Rostov is called a free city. We're proud to choose a Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. What kind of events were you talking about? Well, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house Regarvia. Yeah, that is weird. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air, but once that exact thing happened, it turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof, all the country remember the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It's a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. How are things at Rostov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Regarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing. People are talking about the most shocking things, but those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. Please, wait a minute. Moment. You are young, a barony will need roasters to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. Well, I wouldn't say that. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction, spread out the costs in extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services to Russia's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? I'd rather not be in service to somebody. Though, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I don't even know if building supplies are. How much does a building cost? 1 cartload? 50 cartloads? I don't know. It's small. Until you repay the debt in full, I have to give you 500 cartloads. Well, if I just get 500 cartloads myself, I don't have to worry about it. Assuming the obligation. No. Feelings mutual. I'm sure you look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Castile says nothing good. Is Vanki Keeg. Handsome man with weather-beaten face grasps her hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Like the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Aristotle made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Let me introduce myself. I am Esvanki Keeg, High Priest of Erastil and Astov. How many people in Rostov venerate Erastil? They revere many gods in Rostov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, the Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying the stag god has a large congregation here, and no wonder people have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. Let's get this diplomacy check. So you're dressed surprisingly simply. You're dressed surprisingly simply. Well, it's supposed to be simple for such a festive occasion. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. The priest wears a robe to stand out from the nobles. Bringing law into the Stonelands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. No. See? See what happens? Damn. Oh my god, seriously? I need 18. I rolled a 2. You serious? So I need to roll 12 or more. This is truly noble undertaking. I believe your community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. Our community. I will help you construct a shrine in your capital, free of charge. Thanks, bud. Gungar and Octavia.
I won't be halted.
Hannes Drelev. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath him. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron, and you must be the Staglord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name, but you took out the Staglord and his gang, and so Sir Lord Jamadi's granting you permission to take this place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I've heard the Staglord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? Smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had urgently to make She had to urgently make barons, the likes of you and Varn. Okay, I gotta set a text. Um. Um, so you have no army and no special merits. You were just given land for being pretty. Oh. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Aldoria's celebration. If you want so badly to measure merits, we could do so another time. You're not very polite for a noble. Well, for noblemen. Ha, this must be deserved. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Grillo turns around and looks away. I don't like him.
We do it my way.
Harem, what do you have to say, bud? Feast in these times of pestilence, a ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie, to digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. Guest, Valerie. Let's see what Valerie has to say. I think she secretly likes me. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Well, I understand that. Tristan. People are not just celebrating. It seems their new feat has given them new hope. Amiri. Their wine is alright, nice and strong, but the appetizer is barely a mouthful. Looks like a lot in there. Handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old looks at you with a polite smile. So you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be a baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander, no title. Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under many circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I'm heir to one of the Brevoy noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret without servants so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jemandi wants to post her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Are you from Restovic nobility? Oh no, quite not. I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I want to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to his wonderful party, so he knows you. Travel the country in secret without servants so I can see it for myself. Yeah, I did that already. I'll consider your proposal. So now I'm gonna probably have a choice between. Yeah. Who I want to take.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Well, talk about the envoy I'll be taking with
My
me.
apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Let's see what those options are. Casillo versus. I'm not taking shade. I don't care about that. Best emissary to pick. Chandra is neutral. think I'm gonna go with Castile. Safe choice if you're good. If you're cat good or cat neutral. I think X's means that. He pretty much tries to do the best thing for the people, and generally his advice isn't anything too far out there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. No, yeah, of course I'm going that. Yes, that's my decision.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
Ready for the ceremonies.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen
Kinda
lands.
just me, but
Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
did it.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Greetings, Baron. That's right. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and he rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I am not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. Thanks, Keston. Do some cleaning up around here. How about that? Look at all this shit. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. The main question is, where can I get a drink or 3? Time to toast my victory? No. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan's with Jod. You can always find Lindsay, just for all the noise and turmoil. Any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jihad is right here. Erastos clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also the curious matter an elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how I managed to get here. Seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, although naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do from now. That's about it, I guess. What's the mood of the people around here? Must admit I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony born right in front of our eyes. The people sensed the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the joys, but today is just one of those days. Where can I get a drink? I'll make sure to show you the moment we enter the city. The tavern is the first business that opened, building a city's thirsty work. And I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. It's a day for celebration. Ready to look around the city, lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Your Grace. Come on, smile it out. What the hell? Listen, this is not necessary. Selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Yeah, it is. You recognize this place, Your Grace. This is where the Stagler's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. Looks like those people are going to be selling goods. The heart of every town is this main square. We plan to hold street festivals, festivities, and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. So goods, probably, and weapons over here. It's got a anvil. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Tavern's ale is blessed by Kalen himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. I heard a baron as tall as a troll has hair of pure gold and can breathe fire. That's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. All the bowing has to stop. I don't need people to bow. Your Grace, those are our guards that keep order in our city or keep their mouths busy with gossip. Their commander is too fast for you to see. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. Building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head now. Head to now. Okay. 18 hours in, introducing a whole new system. Welcome to your barony. You are about to make the unyielding stolen lands of a prosperous kingdom. There is a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. Prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donation from subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck, and your ruling baron. So we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other newsworthy of your grace's attention. Gaston tucks his thumb under his belt and stands quietly. Gassil Eldorai. Greetings, Your Grace. Gassil, Lady Johnny's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the restaurant reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Eldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Barony effects. Community 6, Loyalty 6, Military 3, Economy 3, Divine 3, Arcane 3, Stability 3. Trade agreement with Stratova. The Valkyries offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk, research into the nature of curses, Devik Nettle. New events, those are new events, okay? You change the difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. Well, I'm not going to do that. You can... So most of your barony's problems with granting appointments to the right people, responsible people, but certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such ascending events will be marked on your map. You can always check it while considering your plans. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the River Kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jihad and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further and I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Thank you. This is Jihad. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you'll be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jihad stumbled slightly. Though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jihad exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse on its own accord. There was a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this special place and we found the same putrescence as the Temple of the Elk. Where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. Places like a rotted wound, closed but not healed. Okay? I'll go there as soon as I'm able. I'd be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I'd be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present, Tristan says. I agree with Tristan. We've been to this hilltop. It's barren but filled with dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? Curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve the issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. I beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have more pressing matters at hand right now. Well, not more pressing than a curse.
I require rest.
The barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. Population, loyalty, military economy, divine, relations, stability, magic, culture, and espionage. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if your events don't end well or the negative effects are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones and ranks with them. Each 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks the corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. So I gotta get to 20, put an advisor in. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the stolen land citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of you need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. On the advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click in an empty slot and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Each barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Cannot be changed later in the game. Gotta do the Inferno. Okay, that's Tuskdale as a village. Is that my village? What is? Can I change to Tuskdale? Check your icon. Click your capital icon to move to open the selected. The hell? Click your capital icon to open the settlement map. I did that, I think. Okay. Projects. Okay. Economy. Okay. Training, nothing. Curses, 1. Other, no. Regions, 1. Declare the outskirts a part of your kingdom. 450 BP, 14 days to solve. I don't have any BP, I don't think. Chaotic, good. Relations are 0. I need to get that up. Culture, espionage is 0. Okay. Advisors. If I set them as an advisor, can I still... Oh shit. Can I still use them? Regent. Regent ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by the ruler and serves as a link between the Baron and the people. Choose an advisor for this position. Advisor will act accordingly. What's -4? Two charisma. 2 charisma. Community statistics represents the barony's population. Statistics governed by the regent. That's fine. Letter of the law or solves problems peacefully. I'm more a person that solves problems peacefully. How to build a kingdom. Begin construction of a new capital and the building the capital. Okay, so point of advisor did that. Begin construction of a new capital building. Did that. Did that. Did that. Structure of new capital. Well, I gotta place these other people first. Counselor. Counselor deals with troubles of the common folk and helps settle land disputes and agricultural matters. The advisor ensures citizens remain loyal to the throne. Patrician cares for the people over all their other concerns. I guess I want to do that right now, ain't it? General. General is the highest ranking officer in the army of the barony and is responsible for watching the borders and protecting the realm. I think castle would be my best bet. Plus strength, plus 4 strength, plus 3 strength. Let me see if he has to do anything else. No. No. Okay, so yeah. This will be castle. Treasury's duty is to keep the coffers of the barony full and ensure any gold spent is spent wisely. Guess we're doing it. Better than nothing. And then High Priest. I mean, harem is... How could I not put harem? So boy. Like a new leader post. I feel that just 5 leaders won't make a real council. I hope the Baron could find a few more positions in this government. Or come up with some. Okay. So we're good on that. Oh, some of these already have rank 1 in them. Oh, that's why I can place, so I need to get, okay. Okay.
I require rest.
Claim new regions. You may claim new regions to expand your territory. Open the regions tab at the right side of the screen and select the relevant project at the bottom of the screen. Claiming a region will allow you to significantly increase your barony stats at found settlements in the new lands. Here's what you must do to claim a new region. Meet special regional requirements, or conditions I mean. That is, complete a quest or make a reach a certain rank or other stats. Collect sufficient BP for the claim. Find an unoccupied advisor who can take charge of the claim. As soon as you start the Kingdom project to claim a region, time will automatically speed up for the next 14 days, the time it takes for you and your advisor to claim the region. After you enter the claim and next new domain, the boundary of the state will change. You receive all but bonuses granted by the claimed region. I ain't got 150 BP. Do I have 150 PP? I don't need to do that yet. Didn't I need to... Trade agreement. Pillage of the... Rebuild. Making it the center of worship in this Sarok special region upgrade. Okay, but how do I build something? Is that what I'm supposed to do, right? Did that. While the barony was busy with the council settings for your last good barn fell apart. A replacement needs to be constructed quickly before the neighbors give the settlement of the humiliating name of the Great Ruins. So I need to construct something. You construct buildings to increase your barony stats. Each building has a cost of BP and a construction time. You may construct several buildings simultaneously. To start a construction, select a building. You need to fill the list on the right side of the screen and place an empty slot in the settlement. Buildings may provide special bonuses if you meet certain conditions. Most commonly, 2 buildings must stand close together to grant the bonus. Make sure you use this feature to your full benefit when planning a settlement. Some buildings can be placed only in designated spots or areas. For example, a pier must be placed in water and must be placed with no other buildings around it. Okay. To balance your buildings, get rid of it and recover half the resources you spent on construction. If you want to move a building, you will have to demolish the old one, construct it in the new desired slot for half the price. You won't have to spend extra BP, but you'll have to wait for construction to finish in the new location. Oh shit. This is my place. Tuskdale. 10 places open. I have 450 BP. View. Build. So 9 spots here. Barracks. +1 to military. I need to do +1 to stability. Piers. Assuming the pier houses and workshops for docking ships and handling cargo and passengers can only be built on a water slot. I feel like a pier. Let's put a pier then. Did that. Ability to house guards, militia, military forces, +1 to stability when adjacent to a longhouse. Brewery. +1 to loyalty when place located in a settlement with a windmill. +1 to stability when located in a settlement with a tavern. Dance hall. Restricted to bearings with a chaotic alignment. That's me. Granary. Place to store grain and food. Herbalist's house. +1 to arcane when adjacent to a shrine. Longhouse. Spacious building for holding meetings and discussions. That's like everything. Lumberyard. +1 to relations when located in a settlement with peers. A sacred grove cannot be... okay. Monument. Give me a statue of a city founder and bell tower. Gives me community and loyalty. Orphanage. A shop. Shrine. +1 divine one adjacent to a monument. +1 loyalty adjacent to a log house. Smithy. +1 adjacent to a shop. Tavern. Place to a longhouse. Watchtower. Okay. A windmill. Could only be built over here. So it's a wooden wall. That's probably important, right? And I guess I'll do the windmill. That's the only thing that can go over there. I shouldn't say that. It can only go over there, so I should probably get it then. Do I want to fill it all up? I don't even know. Longhouse would probably go in the middle. Seems like a bunch of things were good when they were next to a longhouse. Let's do that. Let's let these things build. 7 days, 5 days, 14 days, 10 days. Let's let those things build. Alright, so curses reach into the rebuild, pillage. He's eager to build shrine, but this is on expense. Trade agreement with Sratova. Damn, that's huge. Rebuild. 60 days. Let's do this one first. That one's 7 days. Doesn't cost me anything. +3 to the economy. +7 to define. Barons and effects divine. So let's do. Oops. I feel like 7 is better than 3. Now, could he also not be the advisor? No, he's still an advisor. Okay, that looks good then.
Require rest.
How do I rest? Personal chambers. What is this? Hopefully this is, yeah, nice. Okay. There's my storage. Okay, I got my people here. Let's go to my personal chambers. Let's check that out. What's in here? Okay, same. What is this? A flail. Flail +1. One-handed. Ooh. Okay, let's see if you could use this. 4 to 11. Looks like you got a flail, bud. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's take a break. Wait, not yet. Let's make sure all my spells are good. Okay, they are. Okay.
I lead. You follow.
Still have this -2 curse of feeble body. I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's see. Curse of feeble body. Lesser restoration. Remove curse.
I'm
What
losing
is
my
this?
temper.
Diseased or poison character. It's a curse. Okay. That's it for today, or for at least for right now. I'll figure out the curse thing.